Hello there. Here are 4 wrong assumptions that young people make about marriage. My name is Tony Bigila, and this afternoon I want to tell you about 4 wrong assumptions that young people make about marriage. There are quite a number of them, but here are 4 that I want to bring to your attention this afternoon. Number 1 wrong assumption that young people make about marriage is that they believe and they think that once we love each other, all will be well. All will be fine. There will be no problem. That everything is about love. Once we love each other deeply, intimately, and we get married, there should be no problem anymore. Love will cover everything. After all, love covers multitude of sins. Love will cover all the faults, all the issues, all the errors, all the mistakes. Once we get married, everything will be sweet, everything will be wonderful, everything will be beautiful, because we have strong, unquenchable fire of love in our bosom, in our hearts for each other. So young people think that once there is love, their marriage will be fine. It's an assumption that you are making that is wrong. Love in itself, as beautiful as it is, and it's good that you love, will never be sufficient, will never be enough, and will not make your marriage work beautifully well. Love alone will not do it. It's an assumption that you are making, and that assumption is wrong. You see, many of those who have issues in their marriage today made that same assumption. Once we love each other, what is there? Once we love each other, what is there? I was speaking with a couple of young people not quite long, and I was trying to engage them, and the guy was saying, Pastor, if you know the way I love this girl, in fact, all these things you are saying, you will not say them. And I just smiled, because he doesn't know that my smiling is to tell him that I have heard this same story from many people before they got married, and today we know that they were wrong. So that assumption that love will sort out every issue in your marriage is a wrong assumption. Believe me, it's wrong. Love alone will not sort out all the issues in your marriage. It won't do it. It's a wrong assumption. So please take note of it, that love alone will not make your marriage colorful and beautiful. It will make your marriage work. It will mean that there will be no issue in your marriage again, because you love each other. Because what you are calling love, really and truly anyway, is eros, the passion, the fire, that you have, that is bubbling. That is what is not making you to sleep, without seeing her, without seeing him. That makes you want to continue in the conversation for 3, 4, 5 hours. You will be thinking that you have just spent 6 minutes. We understand it, and there's nothing really wrong with it in itself. It's just that assumption that because it's burning in your heart right now, it means that everything in your marriage will work, is wrong. So please take note. It's a wrong assumption that young people make. Don't make that assumption that once you love your husband, you love the person you want to marry like this, the marriage will work. It will not necessarily be so. So that's number 1, wrong assumptions that young people make about marriage before they ever get into it. Number 2, wrong assumptions that young people make about marriage before they get into it, that they believe that once they get married, their partner, their spouse will make them happy. That marriage will make them happy. Marriage will not make you happy. I guarantee you under heaven. If right now you are not by yourself a happy person in yourself, and you're having the thoughts that, the reason why you are unhappy is because you are not married. This is particularly common with young ladies. They always assume that, their unhappiness is tied to their unmarried status. That if they get married now, oh, they will be happy. They will be joyful. Marriage will not make you happy. It's not a platform that guarantees happiness. Trust me, it's not a platform that guarantees happiness. So marriage will not make you happy. It's an assumption that you are making, and that assumption is wrong. Marriage doesn't make people happy. So, in fact, the truth of the matter is that if what makes you happy in life right now is not internal within yourself, if your happiness is tied to something external outside of you, chances are, and listen to this, your life will be very miserable. I'm telling you, your life will be very, very miserable. If what is going to make you happy the rest of your life is tied to someone else, is tied to something else, and it's not something that is being generated from within yourself, chances are that your life will be miserable. It's the reason why those who are addicted to drugs would usually have a miserable life, because their happiness is tied to that cocaine, that heroin, that ice they keep taking. So because it's external to them, so they feel that if they take the drug, they will be happy. So they go, they take it. But they find out that after a while, their unhappiness returns. So they begin to tie, their mind begin to tie their happiness to the substance. So they go there again, they take it again, and they go. So before you know it, they begin to live a miserable life, because they have tied their happiness to something else, someone else outside of them. Listen to this. Your husband will not make you happy in life. Neither will your wife make you happy in life. You are assuming that if you marry that young man, oh, it will be happiness forever and forever and forever. It's a wrong assumption. You are happy that if you marry that young, beautiful lady, lovely looking, the beauty queen of your life. In fact, in your eyes, she is the most beautiful woman on the face of the earth. That is good and that is correct. But then, that will in itself not mean that your life will now be happy forever and forever once you marry her. So the happily ever after that you often read in books, they just end in books, that you see sometimes in some American movies. Those are fantasies. That is somebody fantasizing in his mind and putting it in a video and presenting to you. In reality, your happiness has to be something that you will generate from within yourself as a wife. You will generate from within yourself as a husband, because the happiness of your life will not come from your husband and will not come from your wife. So don't make that assumption that once you get married, you will be happy. And the reason why you are miserable now is because you are not married. That marriage will make you happy forever and forever and forever. It's a wrong assumption. You can meet any married person under the face of this earth, anywhere in the world, with any color of skin, whether the person is an European, an American, an Asian, an African, no matter whom the person is, no matter the tribe, the educational background, educational qualification, the environment, no matter what, a career person, a businesswoman, a trader, no matter how the person is, marriage is not a platform that can generate happiness for you, particularly as it has to do with a spouse. So don't make that assumption. It's a wrong assumption to think that marriage produces happiness, that your wife will make you happy and that your husband will make you happy. You are the one that will, in fact, if you are dependent on your wife making you happy or your husband making you happy, chances are that you will make the life of your wife, of your husband, or of your husband very miserable. Because you'll be having so much expectations of them that they will not be able to meet. What is the expectation? That they should make you happy. Yes. That they should do things that will make you happy. And no man has in himself, a man or woman, sufficient capacity to make the other person happy. Only God. They will try, but you cannot put all your hopes and aspiration on a man, or all your hopes and aspiration on a woman, to say that when you marry the woman, when you are married to the man, you will not be happy. And that once you come into marriage, yes, so yeah, you now be looking up to the man for your happiness and looking up to the woman for your happiness. You have a miserable life. So marriage does not make people happy. That is wrong assumption number 2. Wrong assumption number 3 is that you do not marry to think that if there is anything in that person's life that you have strong dislike for, that the person will change when you marry the person, or that you have the ability, the capacity, the capability, the energy, the power, the wherewithal, the skill to change something you do not like in your intending partner. The fact is this: you will never be able to do it. So don't go into marriage assuming that something that you know you may not be able to live with the rest of your life, that if the person comes into marriage, he will change with time, or that you will be able to change the person. You may never be able to do it. So I'm saying 2 things. 1, the person may never change. And secondly, no matter how much you try, you may never be able to change that person. And there are many, many evidences of that today. Maybe the person smokes. He's a chain smoker, and you are thinking that there is something you are going to say, something you are going to do, and that by the time the person gets Ashebi, it's because you are not married. If you get married now, what is there? He will drop that cigarette. I'm telling you, you won't be able to change it. Don't make that assumption. You won't be able to change it. Because you are not God. Only God changes people. Only God transforms people. So, and that is the bane of undoing of many, many marriages today. The woman thought that if the man comes, he will change. I mean, what I'm talking about change is that it's something you don't like, something you had concerns about, something you have issues about, and you were looking at it that, this thing, can I cope with this? Anyway, I'm trusting God. I'm believing. No matter what, the person will change. The person may never change. So if the person have serious anger issues, and you believe that you have something within you, some energy, some power, some prayers that can change the person, you may just end up deceiving yourself. Or the person has some very terrible habit. Maybe the person is a lazy woman. There are some ladies who grew up in an environment where they had the culture of being just lazy. And you're thinking that, okay, well, it's because he's not married. Once she marries me now, I'm sure she will change. She may never change. So you must be able to tell yourself, what can I live with? What can I cope with? Because the person may never change, and you may not have the power. In fact, you don't even have the power to change that person. So don't go into marriage with the assumption that if there is a habit, a trait, a character, some kind of behavior you do not like in your intending spouse, that when it comes into your home, or where 2 of you are married together as husband and wife, with time, you will be able to reason it out with him to change, to stop smoking, to stop drinking. Maybe the person likes going out every night. Every night he must go out to go and meet his boys, his friends, to do clubbing and all of that. And you are thinking that, well, once you get married, you become responsible with change. He may never change. So marriage doesn't change people like that. You must understand it. You must understand it's very important that you grab this and then you ensure that you get yourself married only to someone to whom you believe and know that, to a reasonable extent, his life or her life is something that you can cope with. And some of the traits, if there is any particular trait that is of great concern to you, you have convinced yourself that even if this person does not change, no problem, I will live with it and still be happy the rest of my life. Very important. I say here, number 4 is that, and this is quite, this is really peculiar with our young ladies. Don't go into marriage thinking that your spouse, your husband will always know what you are thinking or how you feel. because women have a lot of feelings. They flow in a dimension of feelings. It's always how they feel. And sometimes they make the erroneous assumption of thinking that their husband will always know what they are thinking and what they are feeling. No. 1,000 times no. And it's the reason why one of the cardinal critical success factor in marriage is communication. You must be willing to communicate. You must be willing to talk. So in marriage, you don't go there thinking that your husband will understand what you are thinking and how you are feeling. Your wife will understand what you are thinking and how you are feeling. If there are issues, you call your wife, you call your husband, you sit down, and then you have meaningful, mature conversation and communicate about it. Very important. So it will be a wrong assumption for you to think that when you come into marriage, your husband will always know what you are thinking and how you are feeling, and that your wife will always know what you are thinking and how you are feeling. It would never happen like that in marriage. So two of you have to make up your mind to always have communication and keep the conversations going. So these are the 4 wrong assumptions that young people make in marriage, and you don't want to go into any marriage making those same wrong assumptions about your own marriage. Please take time to take time to share with your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors. Let as many people as possible get to hear about these 4 critical wrong assumptions that people make about marriage. Until I come your way next time, God bless you.